Oh yeah, is it what's today? Saturday. Is it Saturday already? Have we made it through yet another week of Star Wars news? Okay, and yet another week of probably 16 billion Skeleton Crew trailers. We have another one to watch today, but there's also this crazy rumor going around that Henry Cavill is coming to Star Wars, Superman in Star Wars. Also, Andor Season 2 exclusive from Empire Magazine has been released, and now a lot of those interviews and images have also been released to the public. So we're going to look at those as well. We got a lot to get into today and not a lot of time, so let's dive into all of it. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing on this fine Saturday afternoon? What's up, chat? We have 10 days. 10 days! Start the countdown. 10 days until Skeleton Crew. And we are getting pretty much a trailer every single day, if not every other day right now. And it's pretty dang good, okay? We had the big change of the line from murderous pirates to murderous bounty hunters. And we've had another trailer that, again, said murderous bounty hunters instead of murderous pirates. We're going to dive into what the hell all of that means. Henry Cavill coming to Star Wars. What's up with that? It is just a rumor for now, but we're going to talk about it anyway. In Andor Season 2, which is not until April 22nd of 2025. It's not for another 5-ish months, but we do have another exclusive on that. So without further ado, let's say hi to everybody in the chat, shall we? Chris, how we doing? Your pal Joe, what is up? Mando United in the house. Brandon Baker, what is up? Officer Murdoch, how we doing? Fearless, what is up? King Shadow, how we doing? Rachel in the house. JC, what is up? Aaron, how we doing? Thomas, what is up? Universal, what is up? Nathan, how we doing? Skywalker Academy in the house. You know the deal. If I missed you, just yell at me in the chat. Nobody ever yells at me in the chat. Yell at me in the chat, okay? Let's give everybody a nice little,
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Okay. Whoa. I just missed my armrest. Okay. So, we got a lot to get into today. Skeleton Crew and/or Henry Cavill. Now, I don't know where to start because we have a new Skeleton Crew trailer, and I could talk Skeleton Crew to the end of time right now. It just seems to be my hype level for this show has gone off the charts. So I could talk Skeleton Crew all day. But we do have other news to get to. And if I start talking Skeleton Crew, I might talk Skeleton Crew for 2 hours, and then we'll have to leave without talking about anything else. So I'm going to leave it up to you guys. What do you want to start the stream off with? Skeleton Crew and/or Season 2 or Henry Cavill coming to Star Wars? Tell me in the chat. Mace Cameron, what's up? Navarro, how we doing? All right, should we pull it up? Let's pull it up, okay? Let's pull it up. If you haven't smashed a freaking like on the stream, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. That's what that first poll said. Smash a freaking like on the stream. It helps out me quite a bit, so that would be very, very nice. Let me put this up in a poll. Which news should we start with? Okay. We'll go Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew. For all those, people who don't speak English out there. Skeleton Crew and/or Season 2. Or Henry Cavill. Never thought I would be saying that, but Henry Cavill, as some would say it. Henry Cavill. Which would you guys want to start off with? Which do you want to start off with? Darth Vacunar, what is up? All right, I see a couple Henry Cavills in the chat. Mostly Henry Cavill's in the chat. Wow, you guys want to start with the Henry Cavill? Okay, fine. We'll start off with the Henry Cavill news. So again, I cannot emphasize this enough. This is just a rumor for now. All this is just a rumor. It has not been confirmed by Lucasfilm. It has not been confirmed by any sources that are reliable, I guess. Any big sort of Hollywood reporters. We haven't heard any of them confirm this or even talk about this yet because it is so early in the rumor stage. So right now, it is just a rumor. We've had Grandmaster talking about it in the Discord. Shout out to him. We've had a bunch of articles written about it, which we're going to read right now. So it's just a rumor for now. Take it with a giant grain of salt. But the Man of Steel, Superman himself, Henry Cavill, could be coming to Star Wars. So let's read this article. Okay. This came out, I believe, 3 days ago, something like that. But Henry Cavill rumored for Star Wars. And it gives us this great image. Hang on, sorry. It gives us this great image of Henry Cavill as a Jedi. I mean, it looks pretty badass, okay? Now, while I read this article, tell me in the chat, if Henry Cavill was to come to Star Wars, what role would you want him to play? Would he be a Jedi? Would he be a bad guy? Would he be just an officer or a side character or maybe even a droid or something? Like, what would Henry Cavill, in your ideal world, who would he be playing? We got a lot of projects on the horizon that he could be involved in. Dawn of the Jedi being one of them. The Rey movie being one of them. Who would you want him to play? Tell me in the chat. All right, let's read this. With Disney Star Wars in dire need of adding testosterone. Oh my God. Hang on. Do I want to even read this? A new rumor claims that Henry Cavill might be joining the galaxy far, far away. We also have been told Henry Cavill has been in talks with Marvel about playing Wolverine. Well, this is obvious. It already happened. He's Wolverine in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Now, obviously, it's only for a brief second. Maybe they're talking about signing on to actually be Wolverine. But I guess no. We'll see. Yeah. Recently, has also seen the former Superman actor sign on with a new live-action Voltron movie. If anybody is interested in that, I've not heard of that. But following that, Cavill will pick up the sword from the Highlander reboot with John Wick's director Chad Yep. Okay, with Chad. So he is already signed on for quite a few projects in the upcoming future. So if he is to sign on to Star Wars, it would either be down the road a little bit, or it wouldn't be within the next couple of years. You're talking about probably the Rey trilogy or Dawn of the Jedi or something along those lines. Yeah, and then they got an image of him as a Sith here. So you can pick your poison. Henry Cavill is a Jedi, Henry Cavill is a Sith, Henry Cavill is a bounty hunter, Henry Cavill is whatever the hell. What do we think? What is Henry Cavill's Star Wars rumor? Okay, let's talk about this. The rumor comes from X, formerly known as Twitter, user my time to shine, hello. So take it with a giant grain of salt, as it is just a rumor for now. But the user claims that Henry Cavill has had discussions with Lucasfilm about the recently announced Simon Kinberg trilogy. Okay, so this gives us a little bit of an insight onto where he would appear. The Simon Kinberg trilogy, which we believe is going to be a Rey trilogy. No other details about Henry Cavill in Star Wars are known, and little is known about the new Simon Kinberg trilogy as well. Reports offer that Simon Kinberg's Star Wars trilogy will continue the Skywalker saga with episode 10, 11, and 12. Yet, at the same time, reports offer that it will not be a continuation and will be an all-new saga, which I believe it will be. I don't think Simon Kinberg's trilogy is going to be a 10, 11, 12. They ended the Skywalker saga with Rise of Skywalker. They're not going to go back and go, no, we didn't actually end it there. We're going to keep on going. It's going to be a new trilogy. Yeah. Where was I? Oh, I just offered that I think that Simon Kinberg's trilogy will not be centered on Daisy Ridley as Rey, but will also feature a male protagonist, and that could be Henry Cavill. I don't know, chat. To me, I feel like he obviously played Superman, so he's really good at playing the hero type of role. But also, he's played some pretty badass villains in his career. When you look at like the Mission Impossible movies, give me one into the chat if you've seen the Mission Impossible movies, specifically the one where he's the bad guy. Henry Cavill's the bad guy in a Mission Impossible movie. I forget which one it is. I have no idea. There's so many. But he's really good as the bad guy. Like, he's this big, bulky dude. Imagine him as like this, almost like a Darth Krayt Sith Lord, like just bulky, big Sith Lord, like don't mess with me type Sith Lord. We've had Siths in Star Wars, of course. Palpatine being the most powerful Sith we've probably seen in canon, at least in live action, I should put it more likely, because there's a lot of stronger Sith Lords in canon that just we haven't seen in live action. But Palpatine, being the master behind all three trilogies, pretty much, he's been a pretty badass Sith. And yet he's this old, decrepit guy. Like, he's not this big, bulky dude like Henry Cavill is. So it would be really cool to see almost the opposite of Palpatine in this massive, just behemoth of a man. No offense, Henry Cavill, as a Sith Lord, like a Darth Krayt almost, where he just has armor on and he's just big and he's just like, I'm gonna eat you, type deal. That's just what I see. Okay, that's just me. That's just me. Henry Cavill, Sith Lord, big, bulky, Darth Krayt. Don't mess with me. I'm a eat your sandwich type deal. I'm gonna steal your lunch money. Yeah. I'm not gonna take over the galaxy. I'm just gonna steal your lunch money. Right? Darth Superman. Right, Chad? All right, let's keep reading. It's known Henry Cavill is a big Star Wars fan. That is clear. I mean, he's this huge nerd. He loves a lot of different sci-fis and different universes, and Star Wars being one of them. And interestingly enough, back when Zack Snyder filmed Batman vs. Superman, he was filming at the same time J.J. Abrams' The Force Awakens. Snyder is also a big Star Wars fan. He once pitched Rebel Moon, which is now on Netflix, as a Star Wars project, and it was denied mostly because Zack Snyder's style is very bloody, gory, all that stuff, and that's what that movie ended up being. And at the time of filming, Snyder and Abrams had fun on social media by releasing Batman, Superman, and Star Wars crossover in mashes. What? Oh, per above. Oh, that they released these images, I guess. I see. Henry Cavill as a Sith and Henry Cavill as a Jedi. And that's about it, I guess. So again, it's just a rumor for now. However, it's not that crazy to think that Henry Cavill or another big actor like him would want to come over to Star Wars, especially this guy because he's such a big nerd and loves Star Wars like ourselves. I'm sure he would love to be in the next Star Wars project or in any Star Wars project for that matter. But the big question remains, when, where, and who would he be playing? When, what project, where in the Star Wars timeline? Would he be a good guy? Would he be a bad guy? Would he be a Sith? Would he be a Jedi? Would he just be a general? Who would he be playing? A bounty hunter? Who knows? What do we think, chat? Who would Henry Cavill be playing in Star Wars? And while you say that in the chat, let me put up a poll. Let me put up this poll because I want to see if you guys want Henry Cavill actually in Star Wars. So let's ask. Do you want Henry Cavill in Star Wars? Again, it's just a rumor for now. This is not Mike saying, breaking news, Henry Cavill's coming to Star. No. This is just a rumor for now. So do not go out on the interwebs and go, Henry Cavill's coming to Star Wars. Mike told me. It was Mike. He told me. No. It's a rumor for now. Just a rumor for now. Could be playing Revan. Maybe. I mean, Revan to me has never been that sort of big, muscular, bulky dude. But maybe. Yeah. Mike says, great name, by the way, you got to make him a Force user. Can't just have him be a regular human or whatever. The character needs to be a Force user. I mean, he doesn't need to be a Force user. Yes, Force users in Star Wars are cooler than other people. No offense, other people. But like a badass bounty hunter would be pretty sick. Even a smuggler would be pretty. I mean, there's so many cool characters in Star Wars that aren't Force sensitive. Han Solo is many Star Wars fans' favorite character. He's not Force sensitive. No, Mike, you have a great name. I just want Keanu Reeves to come in to live action. Me too, Justin. Me too. And here's the deal. He might. He's been in talks to join Star Wars for years now. I think they're just looking for the right role. And here's the deal. Star Wars fans have been fan casting Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan for years now. Do I think he'll play Darth Revan? Maybe. Maybe an older version of Darth Revan. But do we really want Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan? Think about it for a second. Do you really want the 60-year-old Keanu Reeves to play the character who's going to be the future of the franchise, most likely, for the next 20 years. He's the new Anakin Skywalker, for all we know, once we go to the Old Republic. I don't think, this is not a Hugh Jackman's playing Wolverine till he's 90 type situation. We want a younger actor who's going to be around, or not be around, but look younger for quite some time. And I don't think Keanu Reeves is that guy. But that's just me. That's just me. Yeah. That's just me. Yeah. Thrawn Kill says, y'all are thinking too hard about this when there is no script even finished yet, and we don't even know if Keinberg's will write the final trilogy. Well, we're not really thinking that hard about it. Did you not just hear me extremely loudly tell you that it's just a rumor? It is just a rumor for now, but this is what we do. This is the fun. This is the speculation. This is the point. This is why we're all here. We're going to speculate about this. We're going to speculate about Andor Season 2. We're going to speculate about Skeleton Crew. You know why? Because that's what we do. Yeah. Darth Sion. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Here's the deal. Hang on. Darth Sion. So, Darth Sion is one of those more bulky characters. I mean, you see him with his Kylo Ren shirt off a lot. Yeah, maybe this is where they got the idea to do that with Kylo Ren from Darth Sion. Oh, shnikes. And it would be a connection to the Eye of Sion. Okay, so this is Darth Sion. No shirt on, more of a bulky, muscular dude. And yeah, he's been through it. But I've never seen Cavill with the bald look, so that would be interesting to see. And obviously, it would be a lot of makeup and stuff. But I mean, I'd be down for that. Darth Sion would be sick. Yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome. That's a great poll. I like that a lot. Speculation station, exactly. The difference between Darth Sion, the difference is Darth Sion is badass and Kylo Ren is a big baby. I mean, they do both wear their pants a little high. You know? Kid Fisto, what's up? Yeah. Darth Malak. Yeah, he could really work as any of the Sith Lords from the Old Republic, if we're being honest. I mean, maybe other than Darth Revan, just because I don't see him as Darth Revan in my head for some reason. Yeah. Exactly. Mike says this is this is the place where all the cool Star Wars fans hang out. Exactly. I may not be cool, but you guys are cool, you know? You know? And it truly, really, all it is just...
This is where the fun begins.
You know? You know? Henry Cavill for Darth Malak or Darth Revan, please. Oh, and, sorry, Keanu Reeves as Revan, please. I'd be down for it. I'd be down for it, but it would have to just be an older version of Revan, you know? You know? Yeah. Oh, Darth Plagueis lives with a very generous $5 holla. God damn it. Says, Superman in Star Wars? What would he be in? And also, could I get a Yoda impression? Do or do not. There is no try. I will get to your Yoda impression in a second. I appreciate the Super Chat. Super Chats, memberships, keep the lights on over here. And of course, I will do any Star Wars impression of your choosing for a Super Chat, as we found out last stream. But going back to the first part of your Super Chat, Superman in Star Wars. Again, it's just a rumor. What would he be in? I'm hoping, I mean, it would be very cool to see him as a Sith Lord in the Old Republic. But to have him be like a Darth Krayt or even some new Sith Lord in the Rey trilogy wouldn't hurt either. Okay? It really wouldn't hurt either. Yeah. And the Yoda impression? Okay, hang on. Let me channel my inner Yoda. Superman in Star Wars. Do or do not. There is no try. Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Darth Plagueis lives. I appreciate this $5 holla. I really do. I really, really do. Okay. That was very, very generous. I appreciate it. Justin says, we need more of The Stranger. I could not agree with you more. Could not agree with you more. Yeah. They will continue the Skywalker saga. Somehow Ben will return. Somehow Anakin will return. And somehow Palpatine will return. No. No. Definitely not. No. That could be Ben Solo. What could be Ben Solo? I think Henry Cavill will be in the Dawn of the Jedi. It would work well if he was in Dawn of the Jedi too. Yeah. I think the Rey trilogy, he would work. Honestly, he could fit anywhere. If we're being real, he could fit anywhere at this point. Yeah. Yeah. So that's just a little fun, cool thing. Henry Cavill rumored to be in Star Wars. I mean, it's Star Wars, okay? We still bring in the big names. I say we like I'm a part of this. Star Wars still brings in the big names, big actors, big directors, big writers. That's the good news. Henry Cavill wanting to be in Star Wars is still fantastic. There's obviously a ton of other actors in Hollywood that want to be in Star Wars. But Henry Cavill, the rumor of the day is that he could be coming to play any mysterious role in the Star Wars universe. Sounds pretty cool. Sounds pretty cool to me. But let's start talking about Skeleton Crew. Wait, Skeleton Crew? Yeah, I think Skeleton Crew was second on the list. So we'll talk about Skeleton Crew, and then we'll get to Andor Season 2 after, okay? So Skeleton Crew. We are 10 days away from this show. And still, about once a day, let me check. Once a day or every other day, we are getting a new trailer or teaser trailer or TV spot, whatever you want to call it, a new trailer for Skeleton Crew. There was one yesterday, or one 2 hours ago, one yesterday, one the day before, one the day before. Yeah, so for the last week, every day, we've been getting a new trailer for this show. Now, most of the trailers are the same scenes over and over again, getting people hyped up for this show. But there are a few new ones in every single trailer. And it's starting to be pieced together because we know so little about the Skeleton Crew show. Like an insane amount of nothing when it comes to the Skeleton Crew show. Yes, it's about 4 kids. They get blasted off into the unknown galaxy. They go off into this adventure. They come across pirates. They come across Jude Law's character named Jod Nawood. And they don't know whether or not they can trust him. Where we go from there, we have no idea. There's some treasure involved. Getting these kids back to their seemingly safe home planet is involved. But we don't have a clue of what this show is actually going to be about. We don't. All we know is the first launching point, which is these kids getting blasted off into the galaxy and meeting Jod Nawood. That's it. So everything else from there, we're just piecing together. From all these different trailers that we've seen, we're just trying to piece it all together. Trying, failing, but trying nonetheless. And we got 10 days until this show airs. And I've said this once, and I'll say it again. The mystery around this show is what excites me the most. Yes, these 4 kids look great. They look like cool new characters. Jude Law in Star Wars is something I've always wanted. Jude Law is one of my favorite actors. But it's the mystery that has me more excited for this show than anything else. The fact that this mysterious, seemingly safe home planet that these kids come from was once titled the crown jewel of the old republic is insane. The fact that Jude Law's character could be a Sith or a Jedi or something else, but he's a Force user nonetheless, that's so cool. And because we know so little about this show, that means a bunch of twists, turns, and surprises are coming our way. Maybe not in the forms of cameos like Luke Skywalker or Leia or Ahsoka or like big people like that, but maybe smaller cameos, Hondo Ohnaka, Maz Kanata, something like that. Or maybe not even cameos at all. Maybe just twists and turns and surprises in the story. Think about it this way. The Mandalorian Season 1, the marketing was just the same as the Skeleton Crew show. There was a lot of it, but it didn't tell us anything about the series. Grogu was not in a single frame of Mando Season 1 marketing. He wasn't. He was a complete surprise, which was a gamble, but it paid off. Grogu's enormous now. He's everywhere. I think the Skeleton Crew has a very similar feel going on right now. They're showing us a lot in these trailers, but they're really showing us nothing. Like, yes, we're getting a shit ton of trailers every single day, a new trailer, but they're not giving us any information really with these trailers. You could kind of piece some stuff together, which we will be doing today. But I think what really is going to be the major success when it comes to this Skeleton Crew show is the fact that they aren't revealing anything, and everything is going to be a surprise from here on out. So in 10 days, when this first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew gets released, our minds are going to be blown. Just blown all over. Like, my brain will be over there, on the wall over there, on the camera over there, on my screens and everywhere, because my mind's going to be blown at how good this show is. It's coming in so under the radar, so under fans' expectations, that it's just going to blow us out of the water. Yeah. Absolutely. What if Henry Cavill is in the Mando trilogy? Could be. Could be. All right, let's see those new trailers. All right, let's watch this new trailer. So we have 2 new trailers to watch today. And before we actually watch the new one, I want to watch the old one from Thursday, because the trailer on Thursday was the first one that said bounty hunters in it. So all the trailers before say a group of murderous pirates. So let's take a look at this. So every trailer up until Thursday's stream said this:
A crew of murderous pirates is coming.
a crew of murderous pirates is coming. We had about 3 or 4 trailers that all said a crew of murderous pirates are coming.
We have to hurry.
And every time he says this, you see him say a crew, and then it cuts away. You see him say a crew, and then it cuts away.
Crew of murder.
It shows you the murderous pirates, as Jaleel White, who is Steve Urkel, was once Steve Urkel, is playing a pirate, and this guy's probably a pirate, and that guy's probably a pirate, and that guy over there is probably a pirate. But you never see him say the line. You never see what Jude Law, Jod Nawood, is going to say. And then the line changed. This all happened on Thursday, and we went over it on Thursday's live stream, but it all changed as the trailer that came out on Thursday was this one.
All we want is to find our way home.
I'll get you home. But a crew of murderous bounty hunters is coming.
A crew of murderous bounty hunters. So it changed. Very strange, obviously. Why would you make 4 trailers that all say crew of murderous pirates and then change it to bounty hunters if there wasn't a significance behind that? And when he says bounty hunters, we get to look at this character.
Of murderous bounty hunters.
Who's under the mask? Give me a 1 into the chat if you saw my video from yesterday about this, because I go pretty deep into this, how we could be getting Marrocked yet again for the 4th time in 1 calendar year. But here's the deal. There's nothing better as a Star Wars fan than getting hyped up about a person under a mask. It feels like a tradition almost. As we get close to a new Star Wars show, there has to be a character under a mask that we can predict about. It's hilarious at this point, because we go crazy. We go absolutely out of our goddamn minds. I predicted in my video yesterday that this was Cad Bane under the mask, the guy who freaking died in the Book of Boba Fett. We're crazy. As Star Wars fans, we are out of our goddamn minds. And yet, here we are again, for the 4th time in 1 year, trying to predict who is under that mask. So I ask you, chat, I ask you in all seriousness, who is under the mask? I understand, Marrock last year we had, it's going to be Starkiller. It's going to be Barasafi. And don't get me wrong, I thought it was both of those characters. I was so excited to see Starkiller come to live action. I was so excited to see Barasafi come back. Maybe even Cal Kestis. Somehow he turned to the dark side. And yet none of that happened. Marrock was just a nice pile of smoke as he died and disappeared to nothingness. A few months later, we got The Bad Batch Season 3, where there was this clone assassin. And many fans, I was actually against all fans on this one, many fans thought that this was going to be Tech under the clone assassin mask. Bringing back Tech from the dead, and no, I was fully against that when it happened, and thank God I was right that time. I'm not right very often, chat. Actually, I scratched that. I'm right every time, okay? I'm never wrong, but I'm not right often. And I was right on that one, and I'm glad I was, because bringing back Tech from the dead would have been a disaster. However, there was a third mysterious masked creature or character this year, I should say, in Star Wars, and that was Chimera, the Stranger in the Acolyte show, and that one paid off very well. That one paid off great. We did predict that it would be like Darth Plagueis or Darth Tenebrous or anybody, I guess, even Palpatine at some points, but it wasn't any of those. It was a new character named the Stranger, and he ended up being a very, very cool character. And here we are, all these months later, sitting, looking at a screen with a new masked character. So I asked to you, chat, who is under this mask? Big Wood says, isn't Jod Nawood supposed to have a helmet? Double agent, question mark. He has mentioned in interviews something about a mask or a helmet. But here's my thing. Jude Law is the one in this trailer saying this line.
A crew of murderous bounty hunters.
He's saying a crew of murderous bounty hunters is coming, chasing these kids and him down. So how on this goddamn earth would Jod Nawood be able to, one, be helping these 4 kids escape the bounty hunters while also being a bounty hunter who's hunting them down? He's hunting himself down? The math ain't math in chat. That doesn't make any logical sense at all. And again, I emphasize the word crew. It's a crew of bounty hunters, murderous bounty hunters. Not just one, a crew. A crew. Trailer magic. It is definitely trailer magic. Obviously, they lied to us for 4 trailers saying it was murderous pirates when it was really murderous bounty hunters. But the real question becomes, why? Why hide that there are bounty hunters in this show? If you're just going to tell us 13 days out, why tell us at all? Zori Bliss's dad, Bob Bliss. Honestly, not a bad theory. Maybe his name's not Bob Bliss, but I like it. I can't help but think of Leia in Return of the Jedi in that mask. Yeah, it looks very sort of similar, I guess. Parallel, in a word, to that Leia mask in Return of the Jedi when she is undercover. Could be. The reason I said Cad Bane, though, in that video yesterday, and it seems to me the only logical person that we would know, unless it's a new character, is one, because of the trench coat. Cad Bane wears another similar iconic brown trench coat. And 2, this mask is quite large. And it has these weird sort of things coming down towards the mouth here, like almost tubes. Same thing on the other side. You can see it's on the other side there too. Cad Bane has those tubes in his face, like the tubes that come out of his cheeks and go wrap around his head. So if he were to have a mask on like this, it would probably need the same thing. Also, the word probably got out after Boba Fett and Cad Bane had that awesome sort of showdown on Tatooine that Cad Bane is dead. Word crosses the galaxy pretty fast, especially when a legendary bounty hunter like Cad Bane has died. So I'm sure word got out that Cad Bane has died to Boba Fett on Tatooine. And if he survived, I'm sure Cad Bane wouldn't really want to, get the word out there again that he's alive. I'm sure he could do a lot of pretty good work having people in the galaxy know that he's dead, or at least thinking he's dead. But again, Cad Bane, really? Why would he be wearing this helmet? So yeah, I just contradicted myself completely. I don't know who's under this helmet. I don't know if it'll be anybody of significance at all. However, the line change from murderous pirates to murderous bounty hunters is pretty damn important. And the fact that he's saying murderous bounty hunters and showing this mysterious masked character that we've never seen before, it leads to a lot of sleepless nights, chat. That's for damn sure. Yeah. Star Wars Order says, did you like the new update for Star Wars Outlaws, and would you be willing to do a gaming stream of it? That's actually a great question. We played through Star Wars Outlaws. We played through the story of Star Wars Outlaws on this channel, and it was quite fun. The new DLC with Lando Calrissian is out now. We can watch the trailer for that later on in the stream, but would you guys want me to play through that? Good question. I don't think it's Cad Bane because I think he is dead. Here's the deal with that too. Is Cad Bane really dead from that fight versus Boba Fett? Yes or no, chat? Do you think Cad Bane died to Boba Fett on Tatooine? Yes or no? It's an honest question. Because there's a ton of Star Wars fans who would say yes. There's a ton of Star Wars fans who would say no. That red light was still beeping on his chest. Toto could have come out of nowhere and saved his ass, brought him back to his ship. I don't know. To me, pull it up. All right, we'll pull it up. Let's pull it up, chat. Let's pull it up. Oh, by the way, chat. 68% of you guys say yes, you do want Henry Cavill in Star Wars. That's actually a lot lower than I thought it was going to be. Interesting. Okay, let's do this. What was my question? Oh, do you think Cad Bane is still alive? Yes or no? Yeah, I guess. Yes or no? Do you think Cad Bane survived the fight versus Boba Fett? To me, to have such a legendary character like Cad Bane is my favorite bounty hunter in Star Wars, so maybe I'm a little biased here. But to have such a legendary bounty hunter like Cad Bane come into live action in the Book of Boba Fett for about an episode and a half, maybe, for only one episode, and then kill him off would just be a massive waste. He's such a great character. Just to kill him off after one episode would be so tragic. I need more Cad Bane. And again, this is not this isn't a biased opinion at all. He's not just my favorite bounty hunter in Star Wars or anything. But we need more live action Cad Bane. That's just me. And where there's bounty hunters, I mean, we could be talking about a lot of crazier bounty hunters than even Cad Bane at this point. A crew of murderous bounty hunters could be implying anybody in Star Wars that's a bounty hunter. Bosk, IG-88, Forloom, Zuckuss, all those, the lineup, the lineup of Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters could all technically, theoretically, appear in Skeleton Crew. Dengar? Yeah. I don't know, chat. Who do you guys think that he's referring to here when he says murderous bounty hunters? Yes, I think he's dead, but I understand if he comes back. Interesting. This poll is about 50-50 right now. Oh, 52-50, 52-48 now. Interesting. We'll leave this poll up for a bit. This is one of the most divided we've seen the chat in quite some time. Is Cad Bane alive? Star Wars Outlaws is very different without the stealth factor for sure. Oh yeah, I saw that yesterday. So Star Wars Outlaws had a lot of missions where you had to do it stealthily, had to do it being stealth, sure, and not be caught by the Empire. You had to. You couldn't fight your way out. If you got caught, the mission was over. You had to restart. They took that out of the game. So for a huge update for Star Wars Outlaws, for those of you who don't want to sneak around anymore, you don't have to. Now you can blast your way out of any mission, or at least try without dying. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's Forlom, not Forloom. What did I say, Forloom? Forlom. I don't know. I don't even know what I said. I don't even know what I said. I can see a scenario where Cad faked his death. Well, I don't think he faked it. I mean, we saw him get stabbed, but I think he could have survived that. That's more so what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Cad Bane was confirmed to be alive? By whom? By whom? I hope Cad survived. I want to see more of him in live action. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I agree with that. Henry Cavill will be a magnet for women for Star Wars to show up to theaters. Yeah. And men. Now, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. For sure. Miggs Mayfeld under the mask. Okay, now it's getting interesting. Bill Burr's character from The Mandalorian season 2 and season 1? Yeah, season 1 and season 2. Miggs Mayfeld under the mask. Does Miggs wear a trench coat like this? Hang on, let's look him up. Let's look it up. Miggs. Hey, whoops. That's Biggs. Miggs Mayfeld. No trench coat. Oh, wait, what's this? No, not a trench coat. Not a trench coat. However, the last time we did see this character, he was alive. Cara Dune and Din Djarin let him go free after they helped, or he helped, I should say, with their mission to go find Grogu. That's true. Had Cad Bane been killed by Boba Fett in Boba Fett condition, in Boba Fett's condition and age in that show, it doesn't make sense to me. Well, they're both old. Like, Boba Fett is old, but Cad Bane is even older. Like, they're both, it was sort of like an old man battle on Tatooine. Cad Bane is no longer in his prime anymore. Yeah. Yeah. No longer. Okay, but let's watch the new trailer, okay? So we didn't even get to the new trailer. That was just the trailer from Thursday. Okay, let's get to the new trailer. Enough dilly-dallying around here. So actually, we have 2 new trailers today. So one is Jude Law, and it's like Jude Law behind the scenes type deal. And the other is another teaser trailer. So let's watch this one first. Whoa. Let's watch this one first. This is 3 minutes and 15 seconds, actually. This is a long trailer. Let's watch this one.
I need you to take the controls.
Okay.
So I first discovered Star Wars when the first film was released in the cinemas. I remember it just blowing my tiny mind. I'd never seen anything like it. From there on, running around my yard or schoolyard and arguing over who'd be Han and who'd be Luke was just a big part of my childhood. I always wanted to be Han.
Yes, I bet you have.
Well, depended. I probably wanted to be Vader sometimes as well, knowing me.
Evil!
If that is your destiny.
My dad knows everything there is to know about Star Wars, pretty much. Like, when I got the script for the first time, they like sent it over. He gave me a little cheat sheet to know a little bit more about Star Wars and like all the like references and the aliens and, you know, all this stuff.
My dad introduced me, but also my brothers. I remember walking down the stairs one day and they were playing.
Hang on. We got a super chat. Hang on. We'll get back to these kids. By the way, these kid actors, they could not have knocked it out of the park anymore. Like, these kids know their shit when it comes to media and PR. Like, they're just so good at it. It's great. Okay. Inada, I apologize if I pronounced that wrong, with a very generous $2 holla. I appreciate that quite a bit. Says, 2 rickety old geezers fighting in a space epic. Yes, that's Boba Fett versus Cad Bane on Tatooine. 2 rickety old rickety, like a rackety, sure. Old geezers fighting in a space epic. I love it. but you distracted me from my trailer, so I hate you. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. It was a joke. Can we get back to this trailer now? God. Super chats, memberships, help keep the lights on over here. I'll do any Star Wars impression of your choosing for any amount of super chat. If you make me sing Snide Snoodle again today, I might lose my voice. So let's not do that, chat. Okay? Okay. It was pretty good, though. I went back and I watched my Snide Snoodle impression, and I must say I was quite impressed with myself. Let's keep watching.
A New Hope, but I heard all the sounds and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I saw Princess Leia and I was like, oh my gosh, that's my icon.
That's right.
My dad's favorite movie of all time is A New Hope. And I remember him just showing me all the movies and I just remember really liking them. And then I also remember him like taking me.
This is Neil, by the way, chat. If you couldn't recognize him because there was no giant blue elephant head on his head, this is Neil.
To the theaters to go see, I think like Force Awakens, Rise.
It was like kind of a bonding moment for me and my dad. I like grew up.
So they all just said that their dad was the one who introduced them to Star Wars, which is cool. I mean, as parents, I'm not one, but as a parent, you should be legally obligated to show your kids Star Wars. I think that should be written down somewhere. Can somebody write that down? Take this to Congress. It should be a worldwide law. If there should be ever one worldwide law, it should be that parents are legally obligated to show their kids Star Wars. Write that down.
With all the Star Wars movies.
I recognized your foul stench when I was brought on board.
Charming to the last.
So the very first thing that we ever worked on together was a lightsaber fight starring Ford, and I did all the lightsaber Photoshop. We had to export all the frames and do it all by hand.
Airbrush tool.
Yeah, it was a lot of work, but I think it turned out great.
You have learned much, young one.
You'll find I'm full of surprises.
My favorite scene in all of Star Wars has to be the end of Return of the Jedi, the final lightsaber battle between Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. When the music starts to come up and oh my god, he's turned to the dark side. It's the best.
I will not.
I'll never turn to the dark side.
To be invited to be a part of this universe was just a true thrill. You know, there's something to be said for the play acting as a child, assuming roles, running around, wanting to be space pirates or saviors in that world was a leap of the imagination, which is really at the heart of what my job is. And so becoming an actor and then being asked to be an actor in that universe is like a beautiful full circle.
It still feels really weird.
Yeah.
It still doesn't really feel real. It's really exciting. I loved the script when I read it for the first time. It's such a nice story. It was different to see this kind of story in Star Wars too.
I think it's really nice how it kind of changes. And you'll see the homages to all these classic movies that we all kind of grew up with. It's really beautiful. And I'm so honored to be part of that.
I think what was interesting about being on...
Hang on, chat.
And I'm so honored to be part of that.
I thought I just saw something new in this frame. Maybe I do. Were these here in the original one? And was that there too? I think there might be some new stuff in this scene. But maybe I'm wrong.
I think what was interesting about being asked to actually work on a Star Wars series within the Star Wars world, I suddenly felt, a real reverence for it and a real admiration and appreciation for it. It was like a fable that I learned from as a youngster. So reflecting on that has been really a lovely part of the whole process.
So pretty cool. Just a little behind the scenes with Jude Law, the kids, and of course the creators, John Watson, Christopher Ford. Pretty dang cool, but that's not really the trailer we wanted to look at right now, as we do have another trailer, but hang on. Yeah, so in the... Okay, yeah. So in... That was from November 21st. Okay, so Navarro from our Discord very generously, or very astutely, found us some very cool connections between some of these trailers. Scenes that should look like just random scenes, but are very important. So we're going to watch this next trailer, and then we're going to go into this and really dive into what's going on in this treasure room, because there are multiple scenes in the treasure room that are very, very important here. So let's watch this first thing first. Watch this new trailer from today, from 2 hours ago. Boom. Here we go.
Don't you ever want to do anything exciting? Like what?
Why did you bring us to a pirate port full of pirates?
Because we are also pirates. I'm gonna help you.
If you don't get us home, I will. And me. And me.
Deal. A crew of murderous bounty hunters is coming. Are you listening to any of this?
We're listening.
Oh yeah, what did I just say?
Are you listening to any of this?
Skeleton Crew streaming to...
So, not a lot of new stuff here, but some, okay? So we hear him say murderous bounty hunters again. We got some new lines of dialogue. First things first.
Don't you ever want to do anything exciting?
Like what?
Like what?
Why did you bring us to a pirate
So, this is Wim saying, why did you bring us to a pirate port full of pirates?
port full of pirates?
And we first
Why
get
did you bring us?
a glimpse at this snowy, mountainous planet where we believe there's going to be some sort of either Jedi temple or the treasure that they're looking for, because this is the same planet where we see that Sith writing from the image that was released months ago.
To a pirate port full of pirates.
This is the kids running away after they found out they have old Republic credits.
Because we are also pirates.
And SM33 says he brought them there because they are also pirates. Confirming something pretty big here, that the ship that they were in, or the ship that SM33 is the pilot of, was once the ship of a pirate. Now, we don't know how long ago they were pirates, but he looks pretty old. The ship looks pretty old. There's some sort of old Republic credit involved, and it's stowed away on a planet that doesn't have any other ships on it, that's been titled the Crown Jewel of the Old Republic. Very strange. So it was once a pirate ship, but we don't know how long ago, and it's stowed away, hidden on a planet with no ships on it. And a planet that was once the crown jewel of the Old Republic. Craziness. But let's keep going.
Because we are also pirates.
Now this thing comes out of his eyeball, and we've seen this a couple times in a couple different trailers. I don't really know what's going on here. I don't know what this is, but this isn't the only time we see it in there. So is SM33 being controlled by this dude, or is this just some creature that's living inside of him, like nested inside of him? I don't know. But it's a weird thing. It looks like an animal. Yeah, it does, but it looks like it's got a Master Shifu mustache going on right there too. I don't know. It's creepy 4 red eyes. I don't know.
I'm gonna.
Now, somebody brought up an interesting point in the comment section or something here. Jude Law.
I'm gonna.
They're knocking on what looks to be almost like Jabba's palace's door. I don't think it's Jabba Palace or Boba Fett's palace now, I guess. I don't think it's his door, but there's breaking in, or at least going somewhere on this moon, and we have no idea where that is either. Again, there's so little that we know in this frickin' show. But yes, like the Grogu's droid suit for IG-11 could be a similar thing with SM33.
I'm gonna help you.
If you don't get us home, I will. And me. And me.
Deal.
We know that this line is a lie.
If you don't get us home, I will.
She doesn't say, if you don't get us home, I will. Because we've seen this already. She's saying, if you don't go back for SM33, I will. Then Neil says, and me. Wim says, and me. And KB says, we'll do it together. We've seen that scene already. So we know that this is a lie, too.
And
I'm gonna help you.
if you don't get us home, I will.
Some trailer magic.
And me. And me.
Deal.
And then this deal
And me. And me.
is clearly not in the same scene. And I don't know who he's talking to here, but he's making sounds like a deal with the devil. He looks very serious right now.
And me.
Deal.
It's almost like before he met the kids type deal.
A crew of murderous bounty hunters.
Again, bounty hunters. He's not saying pirates anymore. He's saying bounty hunters. And yes, Kit Fisto, Can everybody smash a freaking like on this stream? God damn it! Smash a like for the bounty hunters. Okay. Bounty hunters, man. Why would they do this? I don't understand it. They made the line or changed the line from pirates to bounty hunters, and now I believe that it's neither of these. Neither of these lines are the correct one. I don't know what it's going to be, but I don't think either of them are. Because even when he says bounty hunters, it cuts away. We never see what he says.
Of murderous bounty.
Cuts away before he says bounty hunters. It cuts away before he says pirates in the other trailers too. So we never actually see what Jude Law says here.
Murderous bounty hunter is coming.
And when it says bounty hunters this time, it doesn't show our weirdly strange, mysterious masked man. It shows the pirates. Bounty hunting pirates? Well, bounty hunters and pirates are two very different things in Star Wars. Pirates aren't working for other people. No. They do quite fine on their own. Yeah.
It's coming. Are you listening to any of this? Listening to
It looks like he's surrendering here, putting like both his hands up like this.
any of this?
We're listening.
Oh yeah, what did I just say?
Are you listening to any of this?
Skeleton Crew.
So not a lot of new stuff in there, a few new lines of dialogue, but still the same murderous bounty hunters line that has got people going crazy. Yeah. Is that a parasite droid coming out of his eye? I don't know. I really don't know what that creature is, but yeah. Pirates hunting the kids, bounty hunters hunting Jod. Interesting. Well, here's the big question. Why are the pirates after these kids? I don't think they are. Why would these pirates even care if these kids are just going their own way? The pirates would be after Jod. So I actually think it's the opposite. I think the pirates are after Jod and the bounty hunters are after the kids. And here's why. Bounty hunters aren't just hired to kill people. They're hired to get bounties and bring them back. Like Boba Fett getting Han Solo and bringing him to Jabba the Hutt. Now that's a little bit different because he owed him money. But we don't know much about these kids' seemingly safe home planet, but what if their parents just paid some bounty hunters to go find their kids? It would make more sense that these murderous bounty hunters, which is only the description that Jod Nahwood is giving us, they might not be. They might be honestly, these bounty hunters might be trying to save these kids from Jod Nahwood for all we know. Because Jod might be a bad guy. We don't know. But either way, the parents might have hired some bounty hunters to go save these kids. It's possible. It's definitely possible. And then the pirates would be hunting down Jod Nahwood. Because there's no reason for the pirates to be hunting down these kids. None. At all. And the big question is, why does Jod even need these kids in the first place? If he's looking for this treasure, do the kids have some sort of knowledge that he doesn't? I don't know. It's interesting. Bounty hunters were hired by the kids' parents? Could be. Could be. Hey, Mike, you stole one of my theories. If you came up with a theory, then that's all you. This theory is Star Wars orders. I don't care. There you go. Star Wars Order came up with this theory. Parents hired the bounty hunters. Honestly, it's not a bad theory. The only flaw I see in it is that these parents don't have a way to communicate off planet. If this planet really is so disconnected from the rest of the galaxy, how are they going to hire a bounty hunter? I like the theory quite a bit, and it would make sense for bounty hunters, because why else would bounty hunters be involved in this show, unless maybe to hunt down Jod Nah as well? But how are these parents, if this planet is so disconnected from the rest of the world, how are they going to hire a bounty hunter? Damn, I just put flaws in our own theory. Skywalker Academy says they never make it home and the kids become all the things that they were afraid of. Figure it out. Pirates? Neil, what's up? Neil says, when I think of pirates that could show up in this Skeleton Crew show, I think of Fee and Wanda will be fun to see, or played by Wanda, will be fun to see in live action. Fee from The Bad Batch would be cool. Yeah. I mean, Dave Filoni has talked about this in the past, that all these sort of shows are going to be interconnected from here on out. In The Bad Batch, Season 3, set up, obviously, Mount Tantus, set up the Zillo Beast for possibly coming into live action at some point in the future, but it also set up Fee as a pirate. And they focused on that sort of pirate stuff in Season 2 and in Season 3 a little bit too much almost. A little bit to almost make us think pirates are going to be important at some point in the future. So Fee showing up in live action would be pretty cool too. I like that theory a lot, Neil. Maybe they think that the kids stole the ship. That's a good point too, because this is a pirate ship, from what we're led to believe, because in that last trailer, SM-33 says, "I brought you to a pirate place because we're pirates." So that would mean that the ship is a pirate ship. So if these kids technically stole the pirate ship, then these pirates might want that back. That's true. That is true. Damn, Annie K, that stinks. That stinks. What if we see the Bad Batch, who are known as bounty hunters? I don't think the Bad Batch are going to be off doing stuff like this. They're retired. I mean, they're a lot older now, obviously. By the time of this, they're probably really old. So they wouldn't really be out doing bounty hunter missions. They're probably still on Pabu, still hanging out, living their old age. But hey, if we see Omega, then why not? Fee is a collector of antiques. That's true, but, you know, she's a pirate for the most part. Yeah. Maybe they're after the ship that the kids are in. That could be a possibility too. Yeah, because this is a pirate ship, or at least we think it is. So it would make sense for the pirates to be trying to get their ship back. Yeah. We need more Brutus in these trailers. Honestly, Justin, I think there's a reason that we aren't getting much Brutus in these trailers. Brutus is the werewolf-looking guy, the werewolf-looking character. He is the captain of these pirates. And honestly, there must be a reason we're not seeing much of him, because he's in very few scenes in these trailers, even though he's going to be the captain of the pirates. That leads me to two conclusions. One, he dies very early on. Like Jude Law, or Jod Na, I should say, kills him like episode 2. Or two, he's very important, and they're trying to hide him for good reason. Yeah. Yeah. Kit Fisto says, Mike, you promised to give a Rex helmet away if Rex doesn't show up. How sure are you now that Rex is going to show up? I said that's for Skeleton Crew? Fuck, I'm an idiot. No, yeah, Rex could show up. Yikes, I said that? Okay, I sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. Rex is showing up. Rex is showing up. Why was I so certain that Rex was showing up, chat? What was that about? What was my evidence? Chat? Please? Somebody give me some hope that Rex could show up in this show. I believe you. I definitely do. That sounds like a crazy promise I would make. And I'm definitely sticking to that. Hondo Unaka is very important. Oh, obviously. Hondo, I think, is almost a no-brainer in this show. His freaking ship is in the first trailer we got for this show. I mean, if Hondo's not in this show, I'd be way more surprised than if he was. Yeah. I thought you said it for the Mando movie. See, there we go. Now we got contradicting things here. Fee describes herself as a liberator of artifacts or something like that, but Omega ends up just calling her a pirate. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure a lot of pirates would call themselves liberators of artifacts. Yeah. Same thing with Vane. Yeah, Vane is in a lot of the trailers, but they almost like hide him. Because Vane is the only character that we know of that we've ever seen before in Star Wars. He's in The Mandalorian Season 3, and that's it. He's the only one. Yeah. What will you do once you get 100,000 subscribers? Celebrate. Throw a party. emergency live stream. Dump this entire cup of water. Can I get some good cups full of orders in the chat, please? Dump this entire giant-ass cup of water on my head. We got big plans. Hopefully we'll hit it this week within this next sort of 7-day cycle here. We are at 99,600, so less than 400 to go, which is pretty dang wild. So at 100,000, we'll be doing an emergency live stream. So watch out for that at some point this week when we get closer and closer and closer. And during that emergency live stream, we will be doing a giveaway. We'll also have a giveaway this week because it's the last stream of the week, of the month. And every last stream of the month, we do a giveaway on the channel for all the members. We'll do a giveaway. I'll dump this entire cup of water on my head, and we'll just have some fun talking about Star Wars because I don't really know what we'll talk about specifically because who knows what the news will be that day. But we'll definitely celebrate it together. I'll probably get a cake or something, and then after a while, YouTube will send me a silver play button, and that will definitely be featured right in front of Chopper's stupid face. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. He'll beat me up later for that one. Yeah, so we'll celebrate it for sure. Absolutely. We're getting close. We're getting really close. Yeah. 100K, what a holiday present from us to you. Well, I mean, yeah, there's nothing better than that. Absolutely. You could get yourself a Jedi hairband like Anakin. Like the little, like, tail that comes off his head. I'd be down for that. That'd be funny. That'd be awesome. Yeah. What? What are you talking about? Oh, Neil says, I wish Aura Singh would show up. Is she still alive at this point? I don't think so. She's older than all the other bounty hunters are really in the Clone Wars, isn't she? Oh, Annie K says she died 13 BBY. Yeah, there you go. She's dead. She's dead. She's long gone. Okay, so that was the most recent trailer for Skeleton Crew. It came out 2 hours ago. But what Navarro and others, shout out to the Discord, have been sort of conjuring up in the Discord is this crazy sort of pieces to a puzzle in these trailers that all have to do with this treasure room, okay? And this is very interesting. So let me pull this up. Shout out to Navarro for finding all this stuff. Let's open that one. Hang on. Open this one specifically. Okay. So let's open that. So in Skeleton Crew, in the second trailer that was released, we saw the treasure room. We're assuming that this is what Jude Law is using these kids to find. This treasure, that is. This one right here. This treasure room is seen in the second trailer. Now, yes, there's this skull of a Weequay, which is Hondo Unaka's species. Could it be a direct connection to Hondo? Is this Hondo's treasure? Maybe. There's also the question of Exum, or Zim, as you guys were saying, the ancient pirate from thousands of years ago who had this massive treasure, and this could be his. But we don't know whose treasure this is. We don't. Would it be Hondo's? Could it be Hondo's? Would it be cool if it was Hondo's? Yes. Brandon Tram, what's up? But it could be anybody's, really, if we're being real. And Jod Na and the rest of the kids are looking for it. Now, the big thing is we've seen this multiple times in the trailers. And Navarro, shout out to him, geniusly found these other appearances, and one of them being in sort of a behind-the-scenes type thing. This one right here. As you can see, the same things on the wall as you see in this picture, and I believe it's that wall over there because there's vines on it over there, and there's no vines on it right here. But there are vines growing over this on the wall, and it's right there. Now, the big question is, this is the back of Wim's head, and this looks to be one of the girl characters, maybe Fern, maybe KB. But who is this guy? He's obviously not in the show. He's wearing a lanyard. He's got headphones on. Actually got, I think, a mask under his chin. He's a director. Not just any director. The director of episode 5, Jake, the guy who did the Thunderbolts. Yeah. So this guy is the director of episode 5, confirming, if we use our big boy brains and big girl brains, that this scene of the treasure will happen in episode 5. This is very strange. This is very strange. Why would this, what seems to be, at least to us as the audience, the end game, the final episode of this show, finding the treasure, finding what they've been looking for this entire time, why would that happen in the 5th episode? There's 3 episodes after this one. So why, what? What happens after that? Is this not the end goal of the show? Like I mentioned at the top of this stream, we know so little about this show. Like, so little. We don't even know what the plot is. We don't know what the goal is, to get these kids back to their home planet, which they don't even know about. Nobody else in the galaxy's ever heard of. So why is episode 5 going to be when they find the treasure? Kit Fisto says that episode 5s are always great. Ahsoka, Acolyte, Book of Boba Fett, Kenobi. You're not wrong there. Episode 5 of Kenobi was the flashbacks to the Clone Wars, or before the Clone Wars, actually, with Anakin and Obi-Wan. Also had Reva versus Vader. Episode 5 of The Acolyte is the best episode of that show, maybe other than the finale, but it has that crazy forest sequence of lightsabers. The Book of Boba Fett episode 5 is the one with Mando and the N1 Starfighter. Ahsoka episode 5 is the World Between Worlds versus Anakin. You're not wrong. But if this happens in episode 5, then what happens in the next 3 episodes? Well, I actually think that this scene right here, where we see our heroes, let me pull up the actual trailer itself, where we see our heroes.
What are you?
The mountains where none dare to go.
If you hear this, don't give up. No matter what.
So we see our heroes, Wim, Neil, KB, Fern, SM33, and Jod Nawood behind them, all in this treasure room. I think this, during episode 5, is when things change drastically. I think it's when all hell breaks loose in this Skeleton Crew series. We're going to trust and believe that Jod Na is a good guy for the first 5 episodes of this series. And then this episode, where we are in this treasure room, what we've all been waiting for, is when it all turns. Jude Law will turn on these kids, and there will be no one who can save them. And this isn't just a crazy theory, okay? We have proof. And by we, I mean Navarro. So let's check this out. So, in this trailer, Navarro, which one was it? Okay, so this one from... Wait, what? From November 21st. Okay, let me find that one. From November 21st. Oh, this one. Okay.
4 kids who get
So this is one of the trailers from like a behind the scenes type deal with John Watts.
Skeleton Crew is the story of 4 kids.
Hang on, what was the timestamp on that, Navarro? 55 seconds, okay.
Crew is the story of 4 kids. It's where the adventures that we had seen in movies, like in Goonies. And we tried to capture that.
Right here. Right here, chat. This is where it all starts to come together. So in episode 5, at least we believe, episode 5 is when they come into this treasure room. They are in the treasure room right here. The 4 kids, that is. They are looking up to the right. I guess they're right, our left. They're looking up to the right at what we can only believe is Jod Nawood and SM33. Darth Thor brings up a great point in the chat. SM33 will probably protect the kids. Yes, I agree with that. I think the only reason these kids are going to get away from Jod Na is because of SM33. He's going to fight back against Jod and maybe die even. But we'll save that for another time. They are clearly in this treasure room right now.
We tried to capture.
Right now, you can see the treasure all around them. You can see the markings on the wall that we looked at earlier, the circle markings. So they are in the treasure room right now, and they're about to go down a secret sort of hatch exit. Wim is about to punch something behind them. Punch the lever, and they all go falling down into the ground. And this is likely how they will be escaping Jod Nawood. This might be it, Jet. This might be the keys to everything. This is when Jod Nod reveals himself to be the bad guy, reveals himself to change all of it. Yes, SM-33 would be loyal to his captain, and Fern would be the captain of the ship. You're absolutely right. So he would protect them. He'd protect the kids. So Jod just used the kids to get to the treasure. Now, here's the deal. Why did Jod need the kids at all? That becomes a new question. Why didn't Jod just ditch the kids a long time ago? Why did he need them to get this treasure? Well, that brings me to another point. And this brings me back to actually an old Star Wars Rebels episode. Do you guys remember the Twilight of the Apprentice? Probably two of the greatest Part 1, Part 2 episodes of all time. The Twilight of the Apprentice, Season 2 finale of Star Wars Rebels. When Darth Maul wants the Sith holocron inside of the Sith temple on Malachor 5. You guys remember this? This is where shit goes crazy. Are you ready? Are you ready? They needed two of them because the Sith works in the rule of two. They needed two of them, Ezra and Darth Maul, to get the Sith holocron. I believe that Jod Nawood needed these four kids because they needed two of them to get in to this treasure vault. Now you might be saying, Mike, it was a Sith Jedi temple, not a treasure vault. Obviously you need two Siths to get into the Sith Jedi temple. This isn't a Sith Jedi. Hang on. Hold up. Wait a second. Who said that this treasure vault right here wasn't in a Sith temple? Good theory. I haven't even got to the theory yet. Hear me out. Hear me out. There is something quite strange going on with the Skeleton Crew show, as there was an image released months ago now, or weeks ago now, I should say, that looked like this. So we knew that this image was going to be important when it happened. We knew it. The Sith ancient texts that are on this rock wall on the same mountainous, snowy planet that these kids are going to find the treasure on, where Jude Law has Neil with him. Now, we don't know if the others are also with them, but we know at least two people are there. Now, with the Sith Temple in Star Wars Rebels, they needed two Force users. Kind of. They needed one to lift up the wall while the other one lifts the next wall, and so on and so forth, so they wouldn't be crushed to death. Ezra and Maul, that is. Okay? Then when they got inside, Ezra has to trust Maul to force push him across to go grab the holocron. So we don't know if this whatever it is, temple, whatever, we don't know what it is. But we don't know if it has the same sort of lock and key type situation. We don't know if they have to do a very similar thing. But this leads to the theory that many fans have that one of these kids is Force sensitive. It's possible. But even if they aren't, it would still make sense that Jude Law needs these kids to get inside the temple, which ancient Sith writing right there in front of our stupid faces on the same planet where we believe that this treasure will be. And then once he gets inside, he can turn on the kids because he's used them, got inside, found the treasure, and he doesn't need them anymore. Are they Sith texts? Well, we don't know what this says because it's written in an ancient Sith text. It's written in the same ancient Sith text from Ahsoka. So yes, it is, but we don't know what it says. And we don't know if it's a Sith temple, but we know that there's Sith texts. Again, it's just a theory, and it's a crazy one. I mentioned that to start off. It's a crazy theory, okay? It's wild. It's so out there. But that's what we're sort of have to do at this point. There's no clear answers when it comes to Skeleton Crew. But they did release this image weeks ago with Sith texts in it when nothing else in this show has been referred or has been referring to Sith or Jedi or anything other than Jude Law using the Force. This image is the most important piece of marketing we've gotten for this show so far. By far. Sith, ancient, text, writing. And this was weeks ago that we got this image. Oh, chat. Okay, so let me recap this crazy theory for you, okay? Jude Law needs the kids to get into this Sith temple. Now, I use Sith temple very, very loosely as a term because we see the Sith writings outside, okay? So it's some sort of temple, some sort of chamber, at least, that has probably a lock and key to it. Okay? Okay. So this ancient Sith text is outside on the walls. Then they get inside of the treasure vault where they find this crazy treasure. Doesn't look like a Sith crazy treasure or a Jedi crazy treasure. However, it is a treasure nonetheless. Okay? Okay. Weird ancient Sith circle writing over there and over there, which we see is going to be in episode 5 because we see it right here with the director of episode 5. Are you with me? Then we see this scene of the kids running away from Jude Law and SM-33, or at least running from somebody.
And we tried to capture that.
They are in the treasure room, just the 4 of them, no SM-33, no Jod Na Nawad, and they are trying to escape.
But also instill it with a sense.
And I don't know now if this tube that they're falling down, that we saw in the very first trailer, is even them trying to find the ship. I don't think it is. This might be them falling down in that treasure room.
So instill it with a sense of danger.
What did you do? We're gonna...
So I think, again, this is a little bit of trailer magic. If we go back to the original Star Wars, original trailer for this Skeleton Crew series, we see them fall down that same hole, but they make us believe that that is just them falling down when they find the ship in the woods.
We'll set the course.
Exciting? Like what? What if we could go anywhere we want in the whole galaxy? A real adventure. No more pretend. I found something buried in the woods. What do you think it is?
I think it's a lost Jedi temple. Hello?
So when you're looking at this right here, there's stairs, or at least a ramp right there. They're going to just walk into the ship, right? Like they're outside, they're looking in, there's stuff growing all around. They're going to walk right into the ship. That's it. They're in the ship. They don't need to fall down a tube or anything. They're in the ship.
Be careful where you step.
And yet, they're falling down a tube. But they're already in the ship. So I think this is some trailer magic type dealio going on here. As now they're falling down this, but this is not till way later in episode 5. And then it goes back to this ship taking off. And then it keeps going from there. But I think them falling down that tube is actually in reference to this scene when they are falling down the tube in the treasure room.
We tried to capture that.
They're in the treasure room. They're going down this escape hatch.
But also...
And then they're falling down the tube. This is crazy. This is crazy. Qui-Gon's Ghost, what's up? How we doing? It says, where is this on the timeline? This is in the Mandoverse. So this is after The Mandalorian Season 3, after Ahsoka, after the Book of Boba Fett, right in there. Yeah, right in that same time period. Yeah. So, with that absolutely insane theory, what do we think? The treasure room could be in episode 5, which means there's 3 episodes after that for crazy adventure. So episode 5 might be the place where Jod-Na turns on these kids because he used them to get into the treasure room because they needed them. He couldn't get in himself because it could be a Sith or something along those lines treasure room because we see this image, which must be the most important image of all the marketing, where there's ancient Sith writing on the wall. Meaning, not only is Jude Law's character Force sensitive, he might not be a Jedi, he might not be a Sith, but he does have the knowledge and the Force ability of both sides. He knows the way of the Jedi. He knows the way of the Sith, seemingly. What do we think? It almost is just so crazy, it might work. Could Jod be a young version of Balin? No. These shows take place at the same time almost. Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew. So, no. I like the theory, though. It's not a bad theory. Indeed. I'm a guy who loves watching a guy who loves Star Wars. That's awesome. I appreciate it. So the theory is just so crazy it might work. I won't be making a full-on video about it just yet, unless there's like another piece of evidence to it, because sounds crazy. It sounds like I'm absolutely lost my mind. But there is some evidence to suggest that obviously the director of episode 5 being seen in the treasure room means that the treasure room's probably in episode 5. These kids falling down the hatch in the treasure room, almost like they're running away from Jod-Na would, makes us believe that that's when he turns on everybody. It's craziness. Yeah. He must be a clone of the Emperor. Well, if Jod was a successful Force-sensitive clone of the Emperor, then he wouldn't have left Exegol. Like, he wouldn't have been able to leave, you know? Yeah, if they had a successful Force-sensitive clone of Palpatine, then things would have been very different. Yeah. Very different. Brandon says, Mike, if you had another channel, would you discuss Marvel, Lord of the Rings, or Indiana Jones lore similar to your main channel? Yeah, I would do something like that. Here's the thing. It takes a lot of time to run this channel. It takes a lot of time to build a channel from 0 to 100,000 almost subscribers. As I'm sure many of you do know that. So I would need a lot more time on my hands and people helping me out if I were to do something like that. Yeah. Lord of the Rings has been very interesting to me because they're making new content. Obviously, Rings of Power to me, season 2 was incredible. They're making that new animated movie for Lord of the Rings. And I love the lore there. Marvel's Marvel. I mean, I've been a huge Marvel fan since 2008. So, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. I like to stick to Star Wars. Here's the deal. I'll give you a little behind the scenes type look. I actually had 2 channels at one point. It was this Star Wars channel, a guy who loves Star Wars, and I had a guy who loves Marvel channel as well. And I sat down and I was like, I'm stupid. I'm really dumb. I'm trying to create 2 channels, doing double the work when I could just be focusing on one. And so I looked at myself and I go, well, I'm a way bigger Star Wars fan than I am a Marvel fan. So I just focused on Star Wars and kicked Marvel to the curb. And honestly, it worked out great. As we are here today, talking about Star Wars. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that treasure room. Looks like there's going to be some old Republic artifacts. Could be. The weird thing is, I feel like they're hiding stuff from this image from the trailer because it's just gold and stuff. Like, people have zoomed in, scanned this whole room for anything of importance, and it's too hard to tell if there is any, but it just looks like gold. Like, I feel like they're hiding some holocrons or something important in this room. Yeah. It was a great choice. Thanks. I think so too. Yeah. Yes, you can see writing on the wall. Yeah, there is writing on the wall, but we don't know what it says. That's the issue. And I'm still holding out hope that this is going to be Hondo Unaka's throne and he's going to be in this room, but who knows? at that point. Does that not look like Greedo's head over there? I know it's not, but kind of looks like it. Kind of looks like it. Yeah. Yeah. All right. That's a lot of Skeleton Crew. John, what's up? That's a lot of Skeleton Crew news. We can come back to Skeleton Crew, but I want to talk about Andor Season 2 before we get sort of out of time here. I want to talk about Andor Season 2. So let's switch gears to Andor Season 2, okay? Okay. By the way, this poll has completely flipped on its head. Now 76% of you guys think that Cad Bane is still alive. That's pretty wild. Okay, I'm going to end this poll and start up a new one because that's been up there for some time. 57%, I guess the math is not mathing, but 57% of you guys do think that Cad Bane is still alive. That changed drastically, but we'll put up a new poll. Okay. Do you think Jod Nawood should be trusted? Yes or no? Is he a trustworthy guy? Is he a trustworthy guy? Justin says, Shadow Warrior, episode 5 of Ahsoka, was hands down the greatest episode of all time. The greatest episode of all time we've ever gotten of all time. Oh, okay, sure. What do you think, Mike? I couldn't agree with you more. Episode 5 of Ahsoka is the single greatest episode of Star Wars content we've ever received. I agree with that. I agree with that statement for sure. Any disagreements, chat? Any rebuttals? Any other singular episodes you would put up against that one? There's others that would definitely be close. From the Desert Comes a Stranger comes to mind from the Book of Boba Fett, episode 6. That has Cad Bane's first ever live action appearance. It has Luke training Grogu. It has Ahsoka and Luke meeting for the first time. You could say, yeah, the Night episode from The Acolyte, episode 5 from The Acolyte. That's a great one too. I mean, lightsaber battle wise, that's the best episode, hands down. Yeah. The Believer? Which one's that? The Believer? I don't know which one that one is. Mando Chapter 16. Oh, yeah, the finale. Mando Chapter 16, Season 2 finale with Luke Skywalker showing up. That's a great one. Oh, The Jedi, Season 2, Episode 5 of The Mandalorian, where Ahsoka's first ever live action appearance. And we also learn about Grogu's name for the first time. That's a great one. That's a great one. Rebels episodes. Some Rebels episodes are up there for sure. I mean, Twilight of the Apprentice is great if you take that as a part 1 and part 2. If you're taking arcs, from the Clone Wars, the Siege of Mandalore is incredible. That's not just one singular episode, you know? One Way Out's great, but that's more of an arc again. Like, that's 3 episodes, kind of. Well, yeah, the One Way Out episode is 1 episode, but yeah, it's 3 episodes. Yeah. Here's the deal, Chad. We just talked about Ahsoka, Mando, Acolyte, Rebels, Andor, Book of Boba Fett. Those are all projects that have come out over the last 10 years. They're all They're all Disney Star Wars content. And we're sitting here talking about them, the greatest Star Wars single episodes of all time, or best Star Wars content ever. It just also happened in Disney's era. What about that? Craziness. The Believer is when Din and Migs infiltrate the Imperial base. Oh, so yeah, the episode 15, or the second to last episode of season 2. That's a good one. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a good one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's switch gears to Andor Season 2 now, shall we? So Andor Season 2 doesn't come out till April 22nd, 2025. However, that is a release date, which is great. We have a release date for the show. April 22nd, 2025. Great. Fantastic. Now, that's not for 5 months. And right before that release is Star Wars Celebration 2025 in Japan from April 18th to April 20th. So that will be very focused on there. However, even with Skeleton Crew in 10 days, we're still getting news about Andor Season 2. I think this is actually a good move people are excited for Star Wars in general. And when you get people hyped up for Andor Season 2, they're also probably going to get hyped up for Skeleton Crew. Now, that's not always the case, but it might be for some. Yeah. Now, let's talk about Andor Season 2. So Empire Magazine, 2 weeks ago, we talked about how they released some sneak peeks at this article, but the official article came out. So now we have new interviews with the cast and crew, or cast and directors, whatever, and new images from the show as well. So let's take a look at this article. Andor Season... Oh, can't read that, can you? Andor Season 2. Images released via Empire Magazine, and this is one of them. Cassian looking off into the distance. This was from actually the teaser trailer that we saw for the upcoming shows in 2025. In the latest issue of Empire Magazine, hit the stands on Thursday. A wave of new images come from Andor Season 2, made their way online. We have already seen Ben Mendelsohn dressed up as Orson Krennic again, and some footage of the new season that dropped last week, featuring Adria as Bix and Stellan Skarsgård as Luthen. Check out the images seen below in high definition. So these are the 6-ish images that we've gotten so far. So this one is Cassian, and who's that behind him? I don't know who this is. Is that Vel? I don't know. But they're looking at something, and he looks pretty mortified right there, but maybe a dead body. I have no idea. But that's a look at Cassian. And again, you're going to see very different looks of Cassian Andor because this show is going to span over 4 years. So each individual arc is going to have a different look when it comes to Andor, because they want to signify that there's different time jumps. So he has the slick back hair in this, so that's probably one time period, and then he's going to have different ones as well. This image we talked about a little bit on Thursday's stream is pretty dang cool. You got Stellan Skarsgård's Luthen here, dressed in all black, while Mon Mothma is dressed in all white, with stormtroopers behind them. Could be Mon Mothma being arrested here, which we speculated a little bit on Thursday. Here we get a good look at Dedra, and I don't even know where she is right now. She's in some Imperial facility, I would guess, but I have no idea. That's a look at Dedra. Bix and Andor getting spicy on screen. Maybe getting to see some of that in Season 2. Right there. Oh, 8 pictures. Sorry, guys. Luthen standing in front of a light. Just staring into our souls. Right there. Mon Mothma's daughter. Now, this is weird. She wasn't really a main character at all in Season 1. But maybe she becomes one in the second season. Maybe she's the one who turns her mom in. And that's why she gets arrested. That'd be wild. Mon Mothma's daughter. Then you got Tony Gilroy and Mon Mothma. And Luthen and we looked at this one on Thursday too. Luthen and Dedra in that room from before. So, showrunner Tony Gilroy said that he retained full creative control over this new season, with his position solidified by a crucial success of the first 12 episodes. So, a lot was sort of brought up after Season 1 because the numbers weren't that high. Fans were concerned that this show's second season was going to get altered or messed with. But that didn't happen because fans loved the first season so much. Even though the numbers were so low, the success critically of the first 12 episodes solidified him to retain full creative control over the second season. As he said this, the critical appreciation of this show was really helpful, if not essential, in helping Disney choke down the price of what this is. In terms of the creative notes, no one had come to me and said, no, you shouldn't do that. So we know that Andor Season 1 cost quite a pretty penny. $280 million, I believe. If, maybe I'm off by a couple million, but $280 million. That's a lot of money. So to have Andor Season 2 be made, it's probably going to be a similar amount. Maybe a little less because it's the second season, but a very similar amount of $280 million. So to have Disney agree to that and not give him any notes either, that's pretty crazy. And it's because of the fans' appreciation. And Tony Gilroy calls it essential to helping Disney choke down the price of what this second season would be. Then we get the girl who plays Bix, Adria, talking about her reunion with Cassian, saying this: they definitely do reunite. When you imagine what these two characters can go through, just remember that Tony wrote it. So it's way more complex than my personal imagination. Knowing this character and knowing the story could have ever been, knowing the story could have ever been comprehended. So she talks about how good Tony Gilroy is as a writer. We know this. We watched season 1, and we know season 2 is going to be just as good, if not better. But she talks about how good of a writer Tony Gilroy is, and that Cassian and Bix reunite. At the end of season 1, they go off in their own ways. Cassian saves Bix and puts her on a ship, but then he goes off to join the rebellion with Luthen. So they're not together. Now, obviously, in this image, they are together, as you can tell. But they are going to have some sort of reunion at some point in this second season. And honestly, chat, I wouldn't get too attached to the character known as Bitch. Bitch? What the hell? Bix! I don't speak English anymore, chat. Bix. Because she's going to die. She's definitely going to die in the second season, just as Luthen will too. They're both goners. They're both goners. They're not in Rogue One. They play such a crucial role in Cassian's story that there's no way that either of those characters are going to survive. Some fans actually think that Luthen is going to have to, or Cassian's actually going to kill Luthen, which would be insane. I don't see him having to kill Bix. That would be wild. But Bix will most likely die in some sort of heroic fashion, I would assume. Yeah. I guess you would have to say that Luthen sacrifices everything. Yeah, for sure. Dedra's going to die too. Yeah, Dedra's probably a goner as well. If I were to guess. Yes. Yeah. Indeed. Wait, spoilers. Redact that comment. No. They're all goners. They're all goners. All right, let's keep reading. Her character suffered a lot in the first season, losing her boyfriend, and thought she'd be doing better. Now she hasn't fully recovered. The actress explains this. She's incredibly, if she can say she's incredibly fucked up, then I can accidentally say, yeah. By Dr. Gorst. She got pretty tortured in that first season. Let's be honest. She got really tortured in that first season. Bix went through it. Not only did she lose her boyfriend and lose a lot of people that she loved, she got tortured. Like bad. So she's going to be still fucked up. The fact that she survived is a huge triumph. She's definitely not perfect, but she's definitely not as fucked up as we saw her at the end of season 1. Okay, so she's doing better. She's doing better. There you go. As teased in the images in the new season, we'll also be exploring the arranged marriage between Mon Mothma and Peter Perrin Firtha. Sure. As the General Grievous, Genevieve O'Reilly, who plays Mon Mothma, discussed how this will impact her on-screen daughter. So the relationship between Mon Mothma and her husband, Perrin, how this affects her daughter. And this is what General Grievous has to say. It's very much an agreement which has the rebellion as its driving force. And yes, it is her daughter. There's a wedding that takes place. The consequences and the complexities of that wedding are what will be revealed. Who's what? I thought they were already married. Are Mon Mothma and Perrin not married in the first season? So whose wedding are they talking about here? Whose marriage are they talking about? Oh, maybe their daughters? They're talking about their daughters? Wait, what? Chat, what's going on here? Their daughter's marriage. Oh, okay. They're setting up their daughter in an arranged marriage to help the rebellion. I get you. Okay. I follow now. Okay? I follow. Mon Mothma's daughter is getting arranged marriage to help the rebellion. I'm with you, Chad. Okay. To Davo? Is that confirmed? That'd be wild. Okay. If it wasn't already clear, she also recently that Nicholas Britell is returning to score the new season. That's pretty cool. Okay. There you have it. So that's pretty wild. This wedding is going to take place in because it's a agreement which has the rebellion as its driving force. So I wonder who she'll be marrying. Luthen. It's Davos' son. You guys being real with me right now? Hang on. Davos' son. Davos, Star Wars, son. Oh, yeah. Okay. I got you. I got you now. Yeah, so this kid right here. I forgot that this even happened. I gotta rewatch Andor again. That's it. I'm doing it. I'm committing. I'm doing the Andor dive. Yes, I forgot about this entirely, actually. Yeah, so this arranged marriage, which is fueled due to her parents. Yeah, okay. I got you. I'm with you. I am back, chat, okay? Did I watch season 1? Not in quite some time, actually, so I gotta rewatch season 1 for sure. I completely forgot this scene even happened, if I'm being totally honest. So, yeah. On my rewatch, I only got to the Aldani arc, and then I started watching Attack on Titan, which I just finished, which is incredible. Okay, so if you want to watch a good show, Attack on Titan is where it's at. But I do have to finish season 1 of Andor again. Yes, this arranged marriage, of course. I know, I gotta watch it again and again and again. I'm definitely planning a rewatch in mid-March because April's when season 2 comes out, but I might have to rewatch it now. If I'm forgetting this stuff, I might have to rewatch it now. So the arranged marriage is not going to go well. That's what I'm hearing, pretty much. That's what I'm hearing. Okay. One way out. Yeah, obviously. Kino Loy coming in back in season 2. He can swim. Revealed. I really hope we see Mon Mothma rescued by the ghost. That would be pretty cool. Now that would be pretty cool. You should do a watch-a-thon type stream for leading into Andor season 2. We could do something like that. Watch parties for an older show. People have brought that up before on the live streams, and I've kind of poo-pooed the idea, but it's not a bad one. It's not a horrible idea. Would you guys want to do that? Watch parties for Andor season 1? The only problem is we've already, my reaction is going to be like, nice. Like, we've already seen this. The fun part of the watch parties is because we don't know what's coming. It's a new episode of a show, so we're like, holy crap, what's going on? And the reaction's kind of fun, and we get to do it together, you know? Andor, we already know what happens. Well, I guess I don't know what happens. Didn't even remember the frickin' arranged marriage from season 1. Yeah. There you go. Watch parties start up in 10 days, chat. 10 days till Skeleton Crew. Watch parties are coming back, which is pretty awesome. We can discuss new details that we missed that could be coming in season, that would mean, and what they mean with a season 2 trailers. We could do that for sure. Yeah, well, we're going to do that anyway with our predictions and stuff for the show, but that is true. That is indeed true. All right, let me end this poll, which, by the way, if you guys think we can trust Jod Nodwood, 61, the math is not mathing, 61% of you say no. Yeah, for sure. Okay, we went over the Henry Cavill stuff. We went over the Andor season 2 stuff. Let's talk about this. Okay, so this is just going back to Skeleton Crew. This is the last article I got for the day. Then we could just kind of speculate for a little bit. But we're going back to Skeleton Crew, okay? We're going back to Skeleton Crew. Oh, what time does Skeleton Crew stream? That's a great question. So Skeleton Crew is going the route of Ahsoka and the Acolyte, which is great. It's fantastic. That means releasing at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. So it's the 9 p.m. Release instead of the 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is so much better. Oh, I know it's not for some of you guys, but it's so much better for me, so I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Disney. Yeah, prime time. Prime time. Absolutely. Okay, let's read this article. Let's read it up. Star Wars Skeleton Crew showrunner John Watts and Christopher Ford dish on their time in the galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Skeleton Crew showrunners John Watts and Christopher Ford have revealed that they were having constant pinch me, I must be dreaming moments when they were making the story in the galaxy far, far away. While talking with comicbook.com, oh, you guys can't see this. Somebody tell me in the chat. God damn. Talking with comicbook.com, a representative whom just saw the first 3 episodes. It really frustrates me that they do this. I really think if Lucasfilm or Disney or whomever came to me and said, I have the first 3 episodes for you, Mike, if you want to watch them, I would say no. Right? I'd rather do the watch parties with you guys and not sit here and go, I've already seen that. Like, I'd rather be a part of the fandom and just watch it together. You know? Am I wrong? And Lucasfilm, if you want to offer it to me, that'll be fantastic, but I'm going to say no. You know? I don't know. That's just me. That's just me. Maybe you're like, Mike, you're crazy. I would definitely take the first 3 episodes, but yeah. Okay. Let's keep reading. Okay. They've watched the first 3 episodes. The Skeleton Crew showrunners were asked about if they had any moments where they felt like they were in a dream instead of being on the set of the galaxy far, far away. They explained that it was hard to pinch down a single moment because there was just so many. But they particularly appreciated meeting longtime Lucasfilm creatives. John Watts said this: "It's weird because that would happen all the time, like constantly. There's one of those things where you can make something Star Wars. There's never just a normal scene. There's never just a regular scene in a regular location. Every single thing you do is a totally created special world with a droid or a creature, and you kind of feel like that all the time. I don't know. I don't have a single moment. So when they're talking about living in the world of Star Wars, that's what they mean. There's never a actual pinch me moment because they all are. Yeah. But no, Lucasfilm has not contacted me. Christopher Ford says, I guess for me, it was just meeting some of those people who I watched from behind the scenes stuff. Meeting Doug Chiang, who's now a very higher up guy in Lucasfilm. He started off as a creative on the prequel trilogy. Doug Chiang, he is really nice. And he was asking what I want for this thing. And I was like, sure. Very vague right there, what I want for this thing. John Watts says, I was starstruck by John Knoll. He was our VFX supervisor, and I was just asking him questions with him all the time. I don't know. It was just very, very fun to be fun set to be on. The most pinch me moment was meeting Phil Tippett. So we talked about Phil Tippett before. This was months and months ago when we found out that he was going to be coming back for Skeleton Crew. Phil Tippett is a guy who's done a lot of the stop motion and claymation stuff for the original trilogy. He's coming back now to work on Skeleton Crew, which is really, really cool, which means we'll probably be seeing some stop motion or claymation type sort of things when it comes to Skeleton Crew. We did a whole stop motion sequence. Well, there you go. Whole stop motion sequence in Skeleton Crew. Stop motion sequence would make us think it would be like an AT-AT Walker or something like that, you know? What would be the stop motion sequence in Skeleton Crew? So to get Phil Tippett Studios is actually sitting there while you are they're doing the frame by frame stop motion animation. It was amazing for me, which is pretty dang cool. Yeah. And when asked about whether or not they were interested in getting cameos from the cast of the Goonies, that would be pretty cool. A classic kids go on an adventure type genre. John Watts indicated that they had some ideas, but then ultimately passed on that. That would have been kind of cool, I think. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Due to the time zones, German and French trailers say that Skeleton Crew will be released on December 4th. Yeah. Because it will be out on December 4th. For me, it'll be December 3rd, but for them, it'll be December 4th. Indeed. Yeah. Yeah, so he talks about how they had plans for that, but then they didn't. Speaking about the character of Jod, who's played by Jude Law, the unconventional mentor character for this group of kids, John Watts talked about the character in naive nature, saying this. John Watts said this. I like the idea that he was aware of the idea of a kind of mentor character in the Star Wars galaxy. And sometimes he's playing, sometimes into that, and sometimes playing against that. So he, as a character himself, is aware of being a mentor in Star Wars, being a mentor in the galaxy. And he's sort of working against that at some points too. Because he's a mysterious character, we don't exactly know where he's coming from and what he wants. That's a big thing. What does he want from these kids? We have no idea. But what he wants. And I think that learning, that leaning into that helps make this character so much more compelling. Clearly, they're leaning into that quite a bit. All these trailers are like, who the hell is this Jude Law character, Jod Nawood, and why is he helping these kids? Yeah. We watched this one already, I think. Did we? Let's check it out.
Skeleton Crew is...
Yeah, we watched that one. We watched that one. This was the one with the, this.
That, but also instill it with a sense of danger.
What did you do?
I mean, we can watch it again. We didn't watch the full thing. Let's watch the full thing. Let's watch the full thing.
Skeleton Crew is the story of 4 kids who get lost in the Star Wars galaxy.
Don't touch anything.
And have to find their way home.
Who's he talking to here? He's got a headset on. He's got to be talking to somebody.
And have to find their way home.
And the kids find themselves with a mysterious stranger, played by Jude Law.
Over here, quick. I'll get you home. We'll make a partnership.
We just talked loosely about the idea.
He looks very bounty hunter-esque here. Very. Like, that's a very Boba Fett blaster with the bullets going across there.
Talk loosely about the idea, who this character was.
Or piratey, I guess. Could be pirate.
And they pretty much had me there and then.
There's something about it when he plays against kids that's just like really special and really funny.
Neil, I need you to take the controls.
Neil?
Okay.
Neil? Neil?
I grew up in the middle of nowhere, and the adventures that...
Hang on, those are a couple new scenes.
I grew up in...
A nice dock right here. Well, this is where they're going to go first with the pirates.
In the middle of nowhere.
This is the snowy planet.
And the adventures that were in our heads were the adventures that we had seen in movies, like in Goonies. And we tried to capture that, but also instill it with a sense of danger.
What did you do? We're gonna explode into a million pieces!
I had worked with John Watts on all 3 Spider-Man films. I had worked with John
Captain America?
John Watts on all 3 Spider-Man films. I knew him as a filmmaker before I knew him as a collaborator. And we're so lucky to have the group of directors that we have that are stepping into Star Wars because they want to play in this world.
The Daniels, I've been just such a big fan of all of their work, back to their music videos and their short films.
When we hired them, that was before Everything Everywhere came out. We knew they would be awesome.
Jake Schreier had come off of directing Beef and had this speed and focus that I never really...
There. This is what we're talking about. This is the treasure room, or at least outside the treasure room. And this is Jake, who's the director of episode 5. So the treasure room is most likely going to be in episode 5.
Seen before, so it was great having him on board.
David Lowery has his really interesting indie stuff, and then he'll go and do Pete's Dragon or do Peter Pan with Jude Law. It was amazing to get him.
And then Bryce, I've known since NYU. She's the pro. She's done episodes of Mandalorian.
She gets it. She knows how to make it fun and make everyone be...
Got some pirates around here. This guy with the eye patch might become important. He's been in a lot of the trailers.
Knows how to make it fun and make everyone be part of the process. She's amazing.
Isaac, he had not only done Mandalorian, but Twisters. And Minari is one of the most beautiful coming-of-age stories that I've ever seen.
We're lost.
Where are they right now?
One of the most beautiful coming-of-age stories that I've ever seen.
Why are they in this ship? This is not the ship that they stole. Where are they going? Why are they in this weird bubble ship? What? The guy with the mask was in that shot. Go back. What? Where? Go back to where? Go back to where? Here?
Get fun and make everyone be part of the process. She's amazing.
Isaac, he had not only done Mandalorian, but Twisters, and Minari is one of the most beautiful coming-of-age stories that I've ever seen.
I don't know where you're referring to. Back more? Hang on.
As a collaborator, and we're so lucky to have the group of directors that we have that are stepping into Star Wars because they want to play in this world.
The Daniels, I've been just such a big fan of all of their work, back to their music videos and their short films.
When we hired them, that was before Everything Everywhere came out. We knew they would be awesome.
Jake Schreier had come off of directing Beef and had this speed and focus that I'd never really seen before. So it was great having him on board.
David Lowery has his really interesting indie stuff, and then he'll go and do Pete's Dragon or do Peter Pan with Jude Law. It was amazing to get him.
And then Bryce, I've known since NYU. She's the pro. She's done episodes of Mandalorian.
She gets it. She knows how to make it fun and make everyone.
Talking about the Mandalorian as the mask guy? This is Din Djarin. What? The Mandalorian? I didn't see him. Oh, my.
And Minari is one of the most beautiful coming-of-age stories that I've ever seen.
We're lost. Really lost.
Hang on.
Really lost.
Stay together. We just need some directions home.
Come on, kid. Pay up.
I don't know why they're trying to hide Vane so much.
Really lost.
Stay together. We just need some directions home.
Come on, kid. Pay up.
Like, he's right there, clearly talking to the kids. I don't know why they're trying to hide him.
I've worked with aliens on this. And
ooh, that's an alien. Hang on. Wait a second. We got a new member. Seriously, Star Wars, Christopher. Welcome to the people who love Star Wars. Welcome to the people who love Star Wars. Seriously, Star Wars, Chris. I appreciate it at the Padawan level. I appreciate that quite a bit. Membership, super chats, keep the lights on over here. And if you're a member, you have instant access to the giveaway at the end of every month, which is coming up next week because it's the end of the month. So I appreciate it. But let's go back to this trailer, shall we? Oh, wait, what? Where was that trailer? I lost it. Oh, here we go.
I've worked with aliens on this.
We haven't seen this guy before. Looks pretty fuzzy and fun.
I've worked with aliens on this and creatures with 3 heads.
Oh, yeah, this owl dude.
I've worked with aliens on this and...
This owl dude is in so much of the marketing. He's in the poster for the show. But we don't know who he is. We don't know what's going on with him. We think he might be New Republic because of his outfit. But we don't know what's going on here.
Creatures with 3 heads and 6 eyes and children, and it's been a blast.
Wait a second.
It's been a blast.
Oh, that's probably just his home world. I was going to say, is that Andor? Blasting through the forest? It's probably just his home world. But this ship doesn't seem like it's going to last long. Like, I don't think it's recovering from this. Maybe it recovers from that. It's not really in the teeth yet, but I don't know. It's going to be tough. $10 chat. 10 long days. What's his name? The owl dude? I forget. It's in some of the marketing. It was released in like a toy thing. I don't remember. I don't know. But interesting nonetheless. All right, I am going to get on. Jeez, I'm losing my voice. I am going to get on out of here. Watch out for a short in about an hour at 5 o'clock. Watch out for a video probably tomorrow, if not by Monday. And of course, every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday for the rest of your lives, we'll be live streaming. Watch it for an emergency live stream, hopefully very soon, within the next couple weeks here before Skeleton Crew, so that we can celebrate 100K subscribers. We got to get there first. We're at 99,600. We're about 400 away, and I can't wait. So I appreciate all you guys so much more than you'll ever know. Huge shout out to Seriously Star Wars for becoming a member. And a huge shout out to Darth Plagueis Lives and Enada, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, for the very generous super chats. I appreciate it. I appreciate it quite a bit. So, with that being said, smash a freaking like on the stream. Oh, the owl's name is Kim? Is that just pronounced Kim? KH''YMM. Kim, if I were to guess. But that's pretty cool. Okay. Smash a freaking like on the stream. How many likes do we even have? Am I gonna be mad, chat? Oh, that's a good amount of likes. Actually, never mind. I appreciate it. Smash a freaking like on the stream if you have not yet. Hit that subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video in my pretty face. I'll show up in the recommended feed of yours. And yeah. And may the force be with you. Always. Oh, yeah. What a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate every last one of you so much more than you could ever know. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Great rest of your lives. Michael, what's up? And good night, everybody.